welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be giving you my first impressions of Planet Zoo. Some background on me: I was the biggest Zoo Tycoon fan ever. I would always play at all of my friends' houses. I asked for Zoo Tycoon, I'm not kidding, every single birthday for many years. But eventually, a couple years ago, I was playing Zoo Tycoon on Xbox, and that was pretty fun, but I don't know if anyone has ever played on Xbox, but it ran out of space really fast in my zoo, so I wasn't able to continue building or anything. So that was kind of lame. I wasn't even able to play that long, but I was really into it. I just love Zoo Tycoon. Like, it really is a special place in my heart. So, when I was recently looking through Steam, I saw Planet Zoo, and I actually have never heard of it before. I saw that Planet Zoo is actually from the same makers as like Zoo Tycoon, Roller Coaster Tycoon, all of those games that were out in, what was it, like the early 2000s. I'm just giving you my first impressions in this video. It has really good reviews, which is why I bought it. It's a little steep. I think regularly priced, it's about almost $50. I got the deluxe edition, and that is priced at $54.99, which is a little crazy. I think it's worth it though, I would assume. First, we'll create an avatar of yourself to represent your amazing creations among the Planet Zoo community. Make sure to create someone your friends will recognize. So I'm gonna make an avatar here. Let's see. I love this hat, so we're gonna go with this. Okay, I feel like this avatar looks like me. Not really sure what this means. Am I supposed to do my actual like area that I live in? I'm just gonna put it in the middle of the US, I guess. So we're gonna start with the tutorial. Stately homeschooling Goodwin House. So I think that's where we have to start. Renovated and renamed after its purchase by Bernard Goodwin in the 1980s. Goodwin House has since become one of the most respected zoos in the country. More recently, it has undergone a further renovation to update many of the habitats and facilities, but due to various issues, the work hasn't quite been completed, which is where you come in. I'm going to do easy for now just because it's my first time playing, but we will definitely go up to medium.
Heyo at Hematu. Yeah. Oh, sorry about that. I have a habit of slipping back into the Planko language. It's good to finally meet you in person. I'm Bernard, although I insist you call me Bernie. The only person who calls me Bernard is my wife. And even then, only when I've tracked elephant dung into the carpets. As you know, I own several zoos, but I always like to show people the ropes here at my home. This is the first zoo I ever opened, and a source of great pride for me. And prize, thanks to a lion breeding program we ran in the 80s. But we're in the middle of a big renovation, and that's where you come in. Sadly, our old contractor had to retire after developing a fur allergy. Poor devil kept sneezing his dentures into the lion habitat. So, it's up to you to finish everything off. Don't worry though, I'm not completely throwing you into the deep end. My head keeper, Nancy Jones, will be lending a helping hand. Oh, she's a hard worker, and she'll expect you to be too. But I'm sure you'll get along like a house on fire, or even better, one that isn't on fire. Less shouting that way.
Hello there. From that rosy, fresh face of yours, I'm guessing you're Bernie's new hire. Good. Now, I hope you're ready to ditch your diploma because we're about to get really hands-on. But before we begin the real work, how about we familiarize you with the zoo by learning how to fly around it and visiting some of our beautiful animals. We'll start by popping over and having a look-see at the grizzly bears in their habitat.
It seems like WASD is kind of the way we're going to be moving the camera, and you zoom in.
Did you know that
by scrolling?
Grizzly bears, also known as Ursus arctos horribilis, can hibernate for up to 7 months a year. Oh, but then again, given the chance, I think a lot of people would do that too. Select one of the bears and you'll bring up its information panel.
I just want to know how to rotate the camera. Okay, we're going to select one of the bears.
This is where you can find out all kinds of information about your animal. The most important thing being its overall welfare. You'll learn more about animal welfare today as we go through your objectives. But for now, let's enjoy this magnificent animal. Why don't you select the camera at the bottom of its information panel?
Camera. Oh, there it is. Okay, so we're just watching it right
See now,
now.
this is a fantastic way to get a close look at your animals. You can also get this view of an animal by simply double-clicking on it. Okay, when you're ready, let's pop over to the other side of the zoo and take a look at the lions. I've marked their location for you to find.
Let's see what cinematic does.
Panthera leo leo, or the West African lion to you and me. Lions are the most social of the big cats, and there can be as many as 40 lions in a pride.
I do not see any
Although prides of that
lions.
size are pretty rare. As Bernie would say, those lions are awesome, which is precisely why I handle the training instead these days. Anyway, how about we get started on those objectives? Come on, let's head over to an empty habitat and see what needs doing there.
Is this an empty habitat? Because this zookeeper is just walking around in this lion exhibit. I don't know what this means. Visiting player? Are these people who are at my zoo right now?
As you can see, it's a lovely space for animals, but it's missing a certain something. Well, two somethings. Warthogs. So I'd like you to adopt a pair of them. To adopt animals, we need to open the animal market, which is in the animal trading section.
Okay, here are
There we are, a
warthogs.
pair of perfectly splendid warthogs for our zoo. Just click on them and select Adopt from the side menu. Normally the animal exchange would be full of animals, but I've emptied out the market while you learn how it works. The last thing I need is you accidentally ordering a dozen elephants.
Adopt.
When you adopt
Oh, we
an
adopted our
animal,
first
it's
animal.
automatically placed in the trade centre, where they're held until you're ready to move them into their habitat, which, as it happens, you are. So how about you move them into their new home?
So I just looked on Reddit and someone said to use the middle mouse button, so you click the little roller thing on the mouse and you can move your camera wherever you want. This is exactly what I was needing. Okay, did we miss the
Let's
warthog
start by
delivery? I
making
hope
sure we're
not.
taking care of the warthog's nutrition
I think we
and
might have,
welfare.
though.
To do this, we'll need to place a food station and a drinking station. Now, each animal requires a different type of feeding station. And for the warthogs, it's a small feeding trough. So let's add one of those and a water bowl.
Okay. So small feeding trough and a water bowl. So it looks like that's just right here. Maybe in the middle. I feel like that would be cute. Watch them drink some water. Oh, I thought that was the water thing. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I think we're gonna put their water and their
Animals
feeding
also
thing.
require stimulation to keep them happy.
Let's see if we can move
Let's
that.
add a lovely mud bath for the warthogs to roll around in. That bath will count towards their enrichment welfare, specifically their toy enrichment welfare.
Okay, I can delete that. Let's move it here. Now we need a mud bath. We're gonna put the mud bath right in the middle. Let's see.
You've got a knack for this, I see. Now, our contractor had to leave in a hurry, so this place is in a feral state. Unfinished thingamajigs and whatsits all over the shop. But the first thing we need to finish is the ostrich habitat. It's over near the hippos.
This is helpful, a little control panel here. I actually like how they have that pop up. I love doing the tutorials for games. I think it's so fun.
Oh, before
Okay.
we actually start building our ostrich habitat, let's pause the game. Just click the pause button in the bottom right corner.
Okay.
That's more like it. A quick break. Sometimes it's a good idea to pause the game whilst you're doing something which requires your concentration, because it'll stop the zoo spinning out of control while
smart.
you're looking the other way. Let's keep the game paused while we get this ostrich habitat built. Okay, job number 1 here is to add a habitat gate before we complete the barrier. Every habitat needs a habitat gate. After all, how else would the keepers get in and out? Just make sure it's hooked up to the path so the keepers can reach it. Right, let's complete the perimeter barrier so we can adopt us some ostriches. I've marked out an area for you to use, so I'd like you to finish off the perimeter using the brick barrier.
Okay, this is pretty easy. I love when stuff like this is easy because I'm very bad. Sorry, I'm trying to get used to these controls. Can we make it curved at all? Or we gotta keep it... Seems like there should be a way to make it curved. Oh, here you go. Perfect.
Good
There we
work.
go.
Remember, before you can place animals in any habitat, it has to have a full loop of connected barrier.
It looks good.
Now, you've probably noticed that guests can't actually see into
Oh,
this
yeah.
habitat at the moment. At least not without a stepladder. But seeing as they're banned, I'd like you to select a piece of barrier and swap out the brick for a glass barrier so the guests can see in.
You're right there. Can I put it somewhere else, too?
There we go. Adding in more windows gives guests even more opportunities to see the animals in a habitat. It's always best to make sure the guests can get a good view into a habitat from the path they're walking on, because it makes them happy, and because this would be a pretty terrible zoo if they couldn't. The last thing we need to do is to add a donation box. Just make sure you put them in easy-to-reach places, like near a viewing point.
Okay, like right here, maybe?
Dr. Ostriches, you should click the play button. After all, if the game's paused, then so are our caretakers, which will make it a bit tricky for them to deliver the ostriches, eh?
So we're just gonna adopt all 4 of these. I thought this was the ostrich. I was like, why does it look like that? Okay, I wasn't listening. What'd she say? Add food enrichment. Let's put that there.
Oh, good to see the ostriches have somewhere they can really stretch their legs. Did you know they can actually run at 43 miles per hour?
I don't think they can do that here.
Heaven forbid they ever escape.
Made the ostriches' lives a bit better. Let's do the same for the keepers, shall we? To make it easier for the keepers to feed the ostriches and hippos, we should build a new keeper hut.
Okay, now we're making a keeper hut, it looks like. Doesn't look like I'm gonna have to build an actual building, which is very reassuring.
Bear in mind that keeper huts and other staff facilities shouldn't be placed near to areas where there are lots of guests. Guests don't like seeing facility buildings, and it can affect their happiness negatively. In case that wasn't clear. Something that all facilities, shops, and a whole host of other objects need is power, and that obviously includes your newly built keeper hut. So let's
I think
place
this
a
looks
transformer
nice.
next to it, shall we?
Okay, see, if I was a guest, I don't know if I'd want to see a transformer. Okay, how do I find that?
The reason everything
Whoa.
has gone blue is because you're using the power heat map. This map allows you to see what is and what isn't powered in your zoo. Let's get on to your next objective then. Bengal tigers. Righty, your next job is to build a habitat from scratch. And concrete and glass, I expect. So go ahead and build it. Just make sure that the habitat includes that big hole we've dug. Oh, and don't forget to add a habitat gate to the barrier.
Ooh. Okay, I think I'm gonna do the glass right here. Okay, we finished the habitat. It looks kind of bad. Like I said, I'm not great at building. It's time to adopt some tigers. They're expensive tigers. Okay. Okay, cool. So we can do it faster.
Whilst our trusty caretakers collect and deliver the tigers, let's take a look at preparing the habitat for their arrival.
Okay, large food tray. Let's put it in the shade back
This
here.
time, instead of adding a water bowl, let's try something different. Some animals need a pool in their habitat so they can go for a swim, but they can also use it to drink from. All you have to do is make sure the banks of the pool have a gentle slope so they can easily get a nice, refreshing drink. There's already a pool excavated, but you still need to fill it with water.
Terrain, water. Calm water, I'm assuming.
Yes, that'll do nicely. Suitable toy and food enrichment items into their habitat.
That's cute. A pumpkin, a frozen blood pumpkin. Okay, let's do some enrichment by the glass so people can see. Let's do 2 of these by each panel. Large food tray. Let's put this like kind of in the middle.
Okay, it's really starting to
Didn't mean to
take
put
shape.
that there.
Now, the tigers will need a shelter in their habitat so they can hide from the guests, or more likely, the bad weather. Although, given that we're in England, you might want to think of that just as normal weather.
Okay, so you can either make your own shelter or you can just use one of theirs, which I will definitely be using one of theirs.
Oh, poor Dabs. I'm sure it can't have escaped your attention that the tigers look a bit miffed. That's because they aren't too keen on the type of terrain in their habitat. Select a tiger and bring up its information panel. Click on the terrain tab. That way you can view the terrain information
Oh yeah,
and
he
see
does
how
not
they
like
feel
that.
about the day.
Okay, some more soil. Oh, and now he wants some more grass, I think. Okay, so you can literally see this like live updating how satisfied they are. Does that mean they have too much grass? Oh yeah, less grass. Okay, gotcha. Needs more short grass and less long grass.
Plants and trees from their own biome or continent. You know, deserts, savannas, or Asia, Europe, that sort of thing. It looks like these tigers need a few more plants in their habitat.
Okay, remove. Oh, that's cool. That's easy. These were just my first impressions. I like it so far. It's cool. It's kind of, a lot of work getting into it and learning all of the new things. But I feel like once I get a zoo established and stuff, it'll be fun. See what our zoo ends up looking like. I hope everyone liked this video. Let me know if you would like a part 2. I will probably post one anyways. Stay tuned.